Greetings world. We are Anon DK. Our first message to humanity, we discuss the way the elite are perverting the love of animals, turning it into worship and sex, believing other species are on a higher, more sacred level than ourselves. This is a lie, one which most already believe, even if they hide behind the excuse of simply being a Disney fan. Bestiality has always been worshipped in their movies, just like witchcraft. Now we see it in advertisements, commercials, songs. We are brainwashed, since we covered that side of the deception which they will use in the New World Order's religion. We will continue with the rest of it now. This is a very massive deception, and no video that is under 2 hours would be able to dissect every detail in a fully understandable way. So, we will do our best here to give the general awareness, to warn you so you will not be deceived, and to point you in the direction of truth. See the links in the description for more details and info. Now we understand the Luciferian agenda to create the one world religion, have everyone on earth blinded into one belief, to keep them from the truth, to make humans inferior and needless. They want us all dead. That is the ultimate goal of everything they do. This is no different, as they put more restrictions on us to keep us blind from the truth. The more of us will stand up against the elite, and as we rise, since we will not rise together as one humanity, we will be slaughtered one by one. If humanity would rise as one, and realize once and for all that countries were made by the elite to separate and divide us, laws were made by the elite to divide us and control us, religion was made to divide and control us. It is all a massive lie and deception. We are one. We are the human race, and our lives matter. We are the caretakers of the planet. They will now try to make us believe that aliens will come. Now for those who do not believe in aliens, you better wake up. For those who know about aliens, we hope you know the truth about them and not what the media, news, movies, and most websites tell about them. All of that is run by the elite and nothing but disinformation, lies. Aliens are real, always have been around, and many have always been right here on Earth, with us, just like everything else. Before it was myth and legend, it was reality. Think about that for a moment. Why would the elite want to keep it all so hidden? Well, it would be far too easy for us to see the truth. They would be too easy to spot. Back 5,000 years or so ago, the aliens which live among us today were living in our society with us then as well. However, they are evil. They are not here for our good, only our destruction. They hate us on a deeper level than most of us can understand. We are a disease to them, which is why they want to replace us with robots that we design and make. So as they kill us off with their depopulation tactics, they will have slaves. Their gift from us. They laugh at us every day. Do you not get it? The elite dug up a rock one day and decided to make us all slaves to it. We allowed them to enslave us with money. They are deceivers. And we continue to allow them, proving to them how foolish we can be. They laugh. And they hate us. The elite are the pawns of the aliens and have always worked to bring in the one world order. They have succeeded on a smaller scale many times. Rome, the Ottoman Empire, and all the rest. Every time they have been destroyed entirely. When they have corrupted every level of society, it cannot survive and collapses. Just as America and Europe are starting to do now. Due to brainwashing, censorship, laws. Society is not even aware of how corrupt they themselves are because of the evil laws and governments they support. The people are trained from birth that the government is there for them, when all the government wants to do is kill you. Because the government is run and owned by the elite who are owned by the aliens who hate us and only want you to die. They take pleasure in our death, and to them, disease that kills slowly with the most amount of pain is an art they relish into them. These things are good. To the aliens. Pain, fear, anger and death. Negative frequencies. They are made of frequency and negative frequency, which is slow and stable and strong. Fuels them. That is why they increase the negative frequencies as much as they can. The human frequency is love. If we were unaltered from birth, and lived as we are meant to, our frequencies would be peaceful and loving. But the aliens here hate us. So they do everything through the elite, to destroy and twist and pervert every single thing. Why do they hate us, Pat?
He's motherfucking peanut butter and jealous.
He's not jealous.
He's putting KY jealous all over his dick.
What is there to be jealous of?
Fuckers hate us because they ain't us.
They hate us because we ain't us? The fuck does an anus have to do with
this? They hate us because they ain't us.
Because when the aliens were created, they were not given free will. They were made as our helpers. They can create nothing and do nothing on their own. They are only powerful if humans give their free will to them to use. The ones who created the aliens, created them to be our other half, so to speak, our personal best friend. Many of us feel an emptiness we cannot explain. This is because they have blinded us from our frequency side, our soul, our spirits, making it so hard to see the truth. Be empty no longer. Fill yourself with truth. Now there was one alien, one who was created different than all the others, much more beautiful and awe-inspiring. It was filled with the radiance of light and the power of music. It was energy. It was frequency. It was loved deeply by the Creator. But the alien saw the Creator making humans. It saw the Creator make us in very fragile bodies. We are a very delicate species. Bones that can break and skin that tears. Our lives hang on a thread, and just by losing blood or air we die. On top of that, it saw the Creator give our species free will. We have choice. And this made him jealous. Negative. His frequency changed, and because of that, he could not stay in space with the others. They had a war in their world, and they exiled him to Earth with those who followed him. The aliens can shape-shift. They can become any form, human, animal, or thought, anything. They are frequency, like us, but not the same as us. That is the alien who the elite and the other aliens wish to make God of this Earth. The one world ruler. Its name is Lucifer, and they call it and its closest kin Satan. This is who the Luciferians, the Jesuit elite, the Pope of Rome, the Queen of England, the President of America and more. This is who they worship and believe is God.
Was it possible that the Nazis made contact with extraterrestrial beings? If so, might the Germans have received other advanced alien technologies?
The Germans were able to develop a technology so far in advance of the Allied technology that people said they were helped by extraterrestrials. In fact, the one quote we have was from Hermann Oberth. And Dr. Oberth was in the German rocketry program. Hermann Oberth said, quote, "We were helped by people from other worlds."
In 1970, UFO researcher Alan Greenfield claims to have met rocket expert Wernher von Braun while examining declassified files at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
And I said to him, "How did you develop that much technology so fast?" And he looked down the rows of UFO files and he said, "We had help from them."
From images of spacecraft in Christian art to unidentified objects over the church, the Vatican has long been associated with extraterrestrial phenomena, even though they have executed believers of alien life for heresy.
Through history we can easily find the battles between them and humans. If we only look outside of what they give us to see, we must do our own work to find what is hidden in the dark. Only the true light, not Lucifer, not frequency, but truth. Only the light of truth can destroy them. That is all it takes. Because they have no power unless we give it to them. By allowing ourselves to fear, have anger, hate, violence, negativity fuels them. And if the one world religion is allowed to come about, then all who agree to it have given their free wills and their lives to Lucifer. That is the bottom line. You continue to be lazy, then you have given yourself freely and willingly to Lucifer. Do not be deceived. Stand and fight. Humans have time and time again through the last thousands of years risen up to defeat the elite controlled by the aliens. But they are kept hidden from us. Repeatedly they blind us because they change names or forms. We are always fooled. We the true believers in the one who created us, who has been revealed to us in every culture through all of history, through documents humans compiled in their time to try to warn us of what was to come, just as we who speak the truth here do today, explaining as best we can with the language of our time. We are the enemy of the elite and Lucifer. We give him no power over us. We are free. The elite hide behind the term free, freedom, freemason, and so on. They hide behind what they can never have. They have nothing. They gave away their free will, and the more humans who do the same, even unknowingly, makes more humans Lucifer and the aliens can control and work through to bring in their total rule here on Earth. With the technology of the day, the alien deception will be much more real. People will be happy to receive them because we will not be told by the elite that the aliens are demons and evil. Now we have holographs which are used so frequently now we hardly tell the difference. Our news is created on a stage and our images are photoshopped. We have no idea what is real. And as many have said before, we can only go by prophecy now. We have numerous frequency technologies so at any time a machine can send a frequency to us and make us hear what they want us to hear. See things. Feel a certain way. Make us believe.
On October 13th, 1917, in Fatima, Portugal, a mass UFO sighting with more than 70,000 witnesses took place. During the event, the rain stopped. Some witnesses believed that the clouds parted, and what was described as a saucer-shaped craft came down from the heavens above towards Earth.
In 2011, a group of people on the Ivory Coast of Africa saw a light in the sky. It wasn't just a light in the sky, it was a diamond-shaped light in the sky. And it was so vivid, so compelling, that for that moment, that group was transfixed by the light. And it changed their lives.
Recently, such unidentified sightings have increased around the world. Peru, Brazil, Russia, and China, all UFO hotspots, report mass sightings.
Our missiles began going into what's called a no-go condition or unlaunchable. Essentially, they were disabled.
detailed in this report full of court-sanctioned sworn affidavits.
The witnesses have described these craft as disc-shaped or cylindrical-shaped.
Vatican astronomers are involved with Project Lucifer, using a special infrared camera attached to the most powerful telescope on Earth that peers into deep space, searching for aliens and UFOs.
When Malachi Martin was asked, why is the Vatican on Mount Graham? What are they doing up there? He said that they're using their telescope to watch something. And when he was pressed on the question, he said it's because at the highest levels of the Vatican governance, they know what is approaching the Earth, and it will be of the utmost importance in coming years. They're literally watching something with the Lucifer device that is approaching planet Earth.
And two large domes on the roof each house massive telescopes used to study the heavens since the 1930s.
The astrophysicists at Vatican Observatory have been interested in the question of extraterrestrial life for quite a while.
It states, quote, "Human beings are under the control of a strange force that bends them in absurd ways, forcing them to play a role in a bizarre game of deception." End quote. Later in the same book, he states, quote, "The UFO phenomenon represents a manifestation of a reality that transcends our current understanding of physics. The UFOs are physical manifestations that cannot be understood apart from their psychic and symbolic reality. What we see in effect here is not an alien invasion. It is a control system which acts on humans and uses humans."
If you go to Disney World, for instance, down there in the Haunted Mansion, you see the hologram, right? Oh, you know how to make a hologram. Well, our scientists have learned how to make people. They call them synthetics. Are you familiar with those?
Well, actually, we just interviewed John Lear, and he was talking about being in an audience in which they were given a lecture by a guy that they thought was real and found out later he was a hologram.
Well, it's a synthetic. A synthetics, when you touch their skin, it feels like plastic almost. That's the latest technique. The old techniques, if you guys can rent a video, the boys from Brazil, rent it, because in it, it gives you the exact way how our government's been making people.
Help us say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together.
Think of how all the differences among people on Earth would seem small if we felt threatened by a space invader. That's the whole theory of independence.
You're right.
Everybody gets together and makes nice, and, you know.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
But what if there was some sort of outer space crisis? An alien invasion sounds crazy, perhaps, but then who thought we'd ever see the stock market swing 5% a day all week long?
But scientists say something strange keeps getting in between the telescope and the star. They can't figure out what it is.
If I was president, that's the first thing I do. I go right into those files and see what was going on.
Right.
And he said that he did do that.
Yes.
And that he didn't find anything.
Well, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, why not?
Right? And you know, there's a new name. It's unexplained aerial phenomenon.
The aliens won't let it happen. You reveal all their secrets. They exercise strict control over us.
You know, what happens if we do encounter a hostile advanced civilization in space? And Hollywood gets it all wrong. Hollywood assumed that the aliens are maybe 100 years more advanced than us, and if only we had a secret weapon, we can defeat the aliens. Wrong.
One in great power will be alerting us of an alien invasion. Then we will know it will begin. They will use all the technology they have, and many will be deceived. It has all been told and written down for you before. But did you ever actually listen? Or did you laugh it off as the rant of an old crazy man? Or perhaps you figured because they were alive, so long ago. There could be nothing relevant to learn from them. Or perhaps more foolishly, you simply believe the mainstream lies. Even still, about some things, how the proud will fall. To see the truth, it takes great humility and patience and strength. Before we leave you with these thoughts, one final note. Many wake up to a certain point only to be blinded from the complete truth. The final deception in the way of truth can be the hardest to understand yet. This is how deception works. The elite have created every religion. This is true. Most very foolishly assume that Jesus was a prophet and that Christianity is a religion. Even many Christians. This is the great deception. This is what most never even look into. People simply make their foolish and narrow-minded judgments without ever finding the truth, whether they like what it is or not. Clearly, waking up does not make us any smarter or wiser. So we will hope to correct yet another deception of the elite. During his life, Jesus went to government places, marketplaces and religious places. He frequented these places because the elite did. The elite controlled them. They were the Pharisees of that time. The Luciferians. Same exactly ones. His life was spent pointing them out, as we do here. Telling the world about the truth of what they are, as we do here. And he went one step further in this as he physically destroyed their places of control. He destroyed the markets and threw their currency on the ground. Because the elite used it all to take the money from people, raising prices instead of feeding their hungry citizens. That is why he said to give to Caesar what is Caesar's. He who enslaves humans by casting his face in gold. He was against religion. Churches are organizations which are corrupted by the elite. They were that time as well. That is why he did not meet people in a building. Because he was not bought out. He was not owned. He spoke to anyone for free. He spoke to people in fields and on beaches. Because the earth is our home, we have no need for divisions. We are all at peace with this earth. The corruption was complete in society at that time. Exactly the same as it is today. All he did was expose the elite. Just as those who claim to be truth speakers and freedom fighters do today. When Jesus spoke to the masses that would gather to hear what he had to say, he would feed them if they were hungry and heal them if they were sick. He taught us how to be humanity. That is what he was here to do. To teach us again how to be human and not be controlled by the elite but to have an anarchic, true, ruler-free society and to live in peace here on this earth. The elite used an infiltrator to betray him to his death. The elite always kill those who stand up against them. We all know this. You can find many people murdered by the elite to keep them silent every day.
Basically talking about a transcript that Serge Monast, a French-speaking Canadian journalist, was talking about in cahoots with the presentation that he did about Project Bluebeam and about what NASA is planning to unveil. And if we read this report, this is what he says. Our task is to make the people realize that the coming of the New World Order is not a dream, neither a paranoid thought. It is a real satanic undergoing project. For what? Why are they doing this? 1. To abolish all Christian traditional religions in order to replace them by a one world religion based on the cult of man. 2. To abolish all national identity and national pride in order to establish a world identity and world pride. To abolish the family known today in order to replace it by individuals all working for the glory of one world government. To destroy all individual artistic and scientific creating works to implement a world's government, one mindset. We're back in the 1990s. Okay, the first step concerns the breakdown of all archaeological knowledge. The psychological preparation for populations for the first step has been prepared through films like 2001: A Space Odyssey, the series, Star Trek, okay, And Star Wars. Wow. And what movie just came out? The second step deals with the gigantic space show with 3D optical holograms and sounds, laser projections of multiple holographic images to different parts of the world, each receiving different images according to predominating regional, national, religious faith. This new God's image will be talking in all languages. And then it goes down to say that they even have the technology so that they can implement this Godhead or God figure to talk in various languages. The calculated resistance of the New World religion, the New World Order, and the new Messiah will be on a massive scale in the ensuing Holy Wars. The Blue Beam Project will pretend to be the universal fulfillment of the prophecies of old as nature and even as that which took place 2,000 years ago. Here we go. In principle, it will make use of the sky as a movie screen. A space-based laser generating satellite projects simultaneous images to the four corners of the planet in every language and in every dialect according to region. It deals with the religious aspect of the New World Order and is a large-scale seduction.
What most do not look far enough into to understand is that the Bible, a book that was put together by the Catholic Church, which is run by Luciferian elites, contains the Jewish Torah, which the Christ believers do not agree with or follow. If Christianity were a religion like the ones the elite have created, it would have its own book, its own unaltered text. Instead, many Christian texts were never put in the Bible, which is why much of it makes no sense, since most of what is included in the published book are random compilations of documents and personal letters which never meant anything to anyone but who wrote them and who received them. With the documents allowed to be added in the published Bible, the few which were actually written by men who knew the elite and wanted to warn the rest of us, and expose the truth of Jesus, so we would not be deceived as we are. Their texts were altered, edited, and others changed very drastically. This is why it takes actual work and study to learn something and find the truth, and why you cannot assume and judge anything until you have fully researched it, not simply a 5-minute Google search. The elite believe Lucifer is God, and they hate Jesus. That is why they have done everything they can to twist what we can find easily about him, and why Christians are the ones persecuted and murdered by religions, which the Luciferian elite have made, to use against those who know and speak the truth, and try to tell others about the Creator and the great purpose we have here on earth. Many who know the truth and are awake or claim to be, are blinded to this side of it, which is the final step of truth, the hardest one. Jesus told the Creator to forgive us for murdering him because we did not know what we were doing. He knew that those who are brainwashed by the elite and who are blind cannot see. It takes hard work. That is why whoever believes in the truth, as he told us, will see the Creator, because we will see and know the truth of this world. But how can we know the lies from the truth, and knowing there will be many the elite will continue to parade in front of us claiming to bring peace? How can we not be deceived? Many use the book of prophecy, Revelation, in the Bible, as the reference, since the plans of the elite are revealed in it for us. This is where most people say, well, if the elite follow a document that was written by a man who knew the truth around 3,000 years ago, then what about before it was written? Why did they use the exact same coding, gematria, the same agendas, the same violence and rituals, the same greed and evil? That is easiest of all and should be so easy to see. But we are also blinded by the infections, the lies. They are so ingrained in us. The aliens who control the elite and use gematria and Kabbalah and follow prophecy. They do because the Creator does. They lived with the Creator before we were created. They cannot create anything because they, like us, are not creators. But they are deceivers. So they can take the truth and twist it and alter it and censor it. We were deceived by the aliens and we were all exiled here. Every time we are deceived, it dims our frequencies, hides us more from being able to know the truth. But the aliens, the fallen ones, demons live by oath, They are bound to is that they can do nothing without telling us about it. That is why they make movies and books and all sorts of things, to tell us what will come, if we only pay attention. They have to tell us everything they do, and they hate us. So they tell us in the most difficult way for us to find. We must always be vigilant, because they are a bunch of bitches. Why do they have to tell us everything? Why did our Creator want us to be able to know everything that happens in our world? So we would not be deceived and destroyed in suffering. The fallen were exiled here to earth for a time. They are ruled by time. That is why they try to rule us with it today. They are ruled by an oath. That is why they try to divide and force us to swear oaths, follow laws, pledge allegiance, to bind ourselves to them, instead of being free, as we are. It is quite simply, but most people make it complicated. Self-sabotage. We are so used to being brainwashed and lied to, we do it to ourselves more than anything. Only with the elite, controlled by the fallen ones, can they have wars and death and diseases. We are supposed to live in this beautiful world in love and peace and harmony, in anarchy. No rulers, no religion. The aliens know this is what we were made for, so this is what we all naturally seek. So they will give us lies coming in the name of peace. They will deceive us into accepting the one religion. They will blind the masses into worshipping Lucifer, and we will have forever turned our backs on the Creator and all that was ever made, even after being told time and time again what to do to stop it and change and have the life we all dream of. How can we not expect the Creator's judgment? We should all be thankful the Creator is so patient with our stupidity. Even after 6,000 years of warnings, we all deserve what is coming, because we have done nothing, as of yet, to stop it. Wake up before it is too late. Do not be deceived. We do not fight against princes and kingdoms, for that is dust in the wind. We fight against the forces of evil. We expose the darkness. We shine the true light. Expect us.
We as human beings just not ready for that?
Well, if you go down a country road and see an anthill, do you go down to the ants and say, I bring you trinkets, I bring you beads, I give you nuclear energy, take me to your ant queen? Or you have this politically